Thank you. The Engrossment Rules, Resolution, and Credentials Committee meeting is called to order. Mr. Clerk, would you call the roll, please?
Alderwoman Howard. Alderwoman Howard.
Unmute.
Present.
Alderwoman Green. Alderman Todd.
He's on our way.
Alderman Todd. You have to unmute. Alderman Todd.
He's unmuted.
He's not muted.
Alderman Todd. Can you hear me?
Turn up his sound, maybe. I don't know.
Okay. Chairwoman
Now he's
Tyus.
muted. Now
You
he's
there?
unmuted.
Alderman Todd. Chairwoman Tyus.
Present, but we need Alderman Todd to be present to have a quorum. I'm going to try to call him right now.
Okay. There we go. Alderman Todd.
Well, we can hear him.
We can hear him, yes. Alderman Todd.
Chairwoman, did you call him?
Hello.
Oh, there we
Oh, we
are.
can hear you.
We are asking you to be present, but we can't hear you. This is Alderwoman Tyus. So we need you to, I don't know if it's, because we can hear you moving around, but we didn't hear you speak and say present.
Okay. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
I can hear you because I'm on the phone calling you.
But you can't hear me say present. I have my, I see something red where it's, I'm mute. I see something, I'm clicking on the
We can hear
mute
you.
button.
He's fine. You're fine. We can hear you.
Should I?
Just a minute. I can have a conference call and maybe we can do it this way. Hold on just a minute.
Ms.
Okay.
Chairwoman, we can hear him here. We can hear him. Madam Chair.
Oh, wait a minute. So what I'm doing is I have him on the phone, merged him because he said but that's too much backdraft.
We could hear him. We can hear him while you were on the phone with him. We could hear him. I think he's fine.
Okay, then I'm going to get off this conference call.
Alderman Todd,
Okay.
can you say something? So
Wait a minute. Well, Alderwoman Howard, let me handle this, please. Alderman Todd, I'm going to hang up. They said they can hear you now. Okay.
All right. Can you hear me?
Yes.
I can hear you. Okay, so we're good now. Mr. Clerk, can you call the roll for Alderman Todd, please?
Alderman Todd.
Can you hear me now?
Yes.
But
Alderman
I
Todd.
can't hear through my phone.
He can't hear.
I can't hear through my phone.
You can't, did you? Oh, he can't hear. Okay, I'm gonna have him call through. I don't know, did he call? Here's Alderwoman Green. I guess he must have called in.
Okay, he's not hearing.
I don't know. Okay, I'm gonna call him again and see if he called in or if he did it through the computer, and I'll be right back. Okay, so he's gonna call back, Mr. Clerk, but since we have Alderwoman Green, we will have a quorum, so why don't we get her on the record and then we'll let him get back in. We'll proceed.
Alderwoman Green, we're doing roll call. You have to unmute yourself.
Okay, got it.
Okay.
Here.
Okay.
We will go ahead, being that there is a vote, there are 3 present at this time. That is a quorum, Mr. Clerk.
Yeah.
And we will proceed. We will proceed, and then Alderman Todd is going to try to get back in, having a little difficulty this morning. And we will start with, I didn't see the minutes. Were there minutes for this week from last week? Okay, I couldn't find them. Did anybody else find them?
I have them.
Okay. If you went through them, then we're gonna rely on you to let us know if anything was wrong with the minutes or not.
I went through them. Everything seems to be in order. I move that we pass the minutes from the Monday, June 22nd, 2020 meeting.
Second.
We have a motion and a second that we pass the minutes of Wednesday, June 22nd, 2020.
No, it was Monday, June 22nd, ma'am.
No, these meetings, this would be from, this says approve the committee meetings from Wednesday, June 22nd. We don't have the Monday ones yet on the agenda.
Well, I'm looking at
the
them
agenda
in
is
front of me.
incorrect then. It's supposed to be Monday.
Oh, that's why I couldn't find
That's the
them. I was
problem.
looking for this.
Wednesday was not the 22nd.
Okay.
Today's the 24th.
Okay.
And it's Wednesday.
Okay, so you're right, but I was following the agenda. Okay, we have a motion to approve the minutes of Monday, June 22nd, 2020, and we have a second. Ms. Clerk, if you call the roll.
Alderwoman Howard,
Aye.
Alderwoman Green,
Aye.
Alderman Todd, Chairwoman Tyus,
Aye.
Alderman Todd, you have 3 aye votes.
By your vote, you've approved the minutes from Monday, June 22nd, 2020. We now will go to board bills for enrollment, because I'm going to get this right. We have 2 board bills for enrollment. We have board bill number 12 and number 28. Number 12 is a board bill by Alderwoman Marlene Davis, an ordinance recommended and approved by the Airport Commission and the Board of Estimate and Apportionment, authorizing and directing the mayor and comptroller on behalf of the city of St. Louis, the owner and the operators of St. Louis Lambert International Airport, to accept a first supplemental agreement to airport aid agreements for project number AIR 196-113C-1, offered by the Missouri Highway and Transportation Commission and containing an emergency clause. I have already gone through these, so I'll give you a minute if you haven't.
Madam Chair, I read through these also.
I didn't find any problem
I found no problem
at all. Alderwoman Green, you want to take a minute or?
Nope, I didn't see any problems either. Looking at it now.
I move that we pass Board Bill 12 out of engrossment with a due pass recommendation.
We're enrolling this, so I understand. That's why I entertain a motion that we enroll Board Bill 12.
Enroll board bill. So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Need a sec. Okay.
Oh.
I was looking for you for the second, but that's okay. I'll do the second.
I heard you say
I'll do the second.
I can second.
No, that's all right. You can do previous roll. Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 12 is enrolled. Okay, the next board bill we have is 28. Its primary sponsor is Alderman Jack Coder, but it's also sponsored by Alderwoman Marlene Davis, Alderwoman Christine Engross, Alderman Dan Gunther, Alderwoman Carol Howard, and Alderwoman Tamika Hubbard. And it is basically, it expands the Port Authority only, and it says
Currently, the Port Authority includes 6,000 acres, primarily along the city's 19-mile riverfront. Every other port district in Missouri is within the boundaries of the city or the county that creates the port districts. And examples include Kansas City, St. Louis County, and Jefferson County. Expanding the boundaries of the City of St. Louis Port Authority as proposed by Board Bill number 28 will allow the City of St. Louis Port Authority to qualify for additional federal and state grant programs and participate in development and infrastructure projects throughout the expanded boundaries as described below. So basically, we're going to expand the Port Authority, and it's only going to be expanded into those wards that are listed in here. It will not be the entire city. And again, I have already gone through this, so if you want to take a moment to look at it, and otherwise I'd entertain a motion to enroll Board Bill number 28.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. Hearing none, Board Bill 28 is enrolled and passed out of committee with a due pass recommendation. Okay, those are the only two we had to be enrolled.
Mhm.
And the next one we have is Board Bill number 2 by Alderman Rhodey, sponsored by Alderman Rhodey. It's a simple ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission to change the zoning of property on the district map and then city block 4969 from D multifamily dwelling district and F neighborhood commercial district to the D multifamily dwelling district. And the addresses are 4172 and 4178 Folsom, and to include the described parcel of land in city block 4969 and containing an emergency clause. It does include a map.
Mhm. Madam Chair,
If you don't, yes, ma'am.
I read through this and I found everything to be in order.
I did also, but we want to give Alderwoman Green, had you had time to look at it?
I'm looking at it right now.
Okay, let's give you a minute.
Everything looks good to me too.
I entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill number 2.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll.
Previous roll. Hearing none, Board Bill 2 is engrossed. The second board bill we have for engrossment is Board Bill number 3. Also up there, I think we may have Alderman Todd coming on board. Let's give it a minute. It's connecting to audio. Okay, we'll go ahead because he's still having a little problem. So Board Bill number 3, is the sponsor is Alderman Joe Rhodey. It's an ordinance establishing and creating a planned unit development district. That always brings back memories for me because my husband did his master's thesis on that, and I typed PUD on a typewriter. But anyway, it's for city blocks 2184, 2185.01, 2187.04, and 2187.03 to be known as the Iron Hill Plan Unit Development District and containing a severability clause and an emergency clause. I have also already read through this one, and I'll give you a minute, the members a minute to go through it and see if they find any problems.
I did find some problems.
Okay. Alderwoman Howard.
On the exhibit, Iron Hill PUD written statement. It's the first page, second paragraph, It says, it goes on, the main open space will serve as the main gathering, and it will serve, it should be serve, it says SEVE, there's a spelling error there.
Yeah, okay, right. It says the main open space will serve as the main gathering and connection point
Right.
for Iron Hill residents and visitors. It will also SEVE, and it should be SERVE.
And
Yes,
then the
great,
next
good eye.
page, the next page is empty, which that could be taken out and removed.
Yes, it is. And I didn't know, because then it picks up. So, right, there's a space that needs to be removed.
I assume, it looks like it goes continuously. I mean, the next
It does.
page picks up. So
It picks
assume
up.
that was accidentally put in there by mistake, so.
Right. Are you following us, Mr. Clerk?
I am now. I can follow
Okay,
on
so
the-
It's in the exhibit. I'm sorry.
when you get to Iron Hill PUD written statement,
Mhm.
so in the second paragraph, the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th sentence from the bottom of the second paragraph, the main open space will serve is correct. But the next paragraph is the next one. It says it will also SEVE instead of SERVE.
Mhm. Okay.
So it's like the fourth sentence from the bottom of the second paragraph. And then there's a blank space that somehow maybe somebody put added a page, because
Right.
then the next page picks up in numerical order, so that there doesn't seem to be any reason for that blank space.
Mhm.
So that needs to be removed.
Got it. Okay.
Alderwoman Howard, anything else?
No, that's all I found. Everything else seems to be in order.
Alderman Todd, are you here? Can you hear us? So you can hear us now, but we can't hear you. Can you turn something up? We still can't hear you.
Second paragraph. Mhm.
Oh, okay. Maybe a connection problem. Alderman? Okay, we will continue while he works on this. Sometimes we just have technical problems. Is there anything else, Alderwoman Howard?
No, I found nothing else.
Alderwoman Green, how about you?
Nope, I have nothing else either.
Okay, then I entertain a motion
I make a motion that we pass out board
with,
bill.
that we, no, we're gonna engross board bill number 3.
Engross Board bill number 3.
Second,
Second. Previous roll? No objection to previous roll. Board bill number 3 is engrossed. Board bill number 4 is a board bill. The primary sponsor is Alderwoman Shameen Clark Hubbard, and it's an ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission to change the zoning of property on the district map from E, multifamily dwelling, to H, area commercial district at 5637 Pershing Avenue, so as to include the described parcel of land in city blocks 3874.18 and containing an emergency clause.
Madam Chair, I read through this and found no exceptions.
Okay. I don't know how to spell Kilimanjaro, so I assume that's correct.
Yeah,
I looked at that. Okay.
I think
But
it's spelled
everything else,
correctly.
I told you I'm assuming that one is correct.
Right.
Alderwoman Green,
I don't see anything.
Alderman Todd, have we
No, it
still
says
can't hear
connected.
you.
Mhm.
We're still trying to connect.
Okay. I make a motion that we engross Board Bill number 4.
Second.
Previous roll. Hearing no objection, Board Bill number 4 is engrossed. Alderman, I really want to get you on here, but we can't. We either get video or we get audio. We are not being able to get both of them. I don't know what's going on. We see you perfectly fine, but we cannot hear you. But you seem to be able to hear us. Okay, you can try again with your phone. You're already on video, so you got that. So you can go back and try signing in and calling in with your phone again. I don't know what's going on. I'm not there to see what the problem is. But hang up again and try it again, because you got video this time. And instead of using your audio with your computer, try calling back in again. Okay, Board Bill number 5 is sponsored by Alderwoman Heather Navarro, and it's an ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission on April 1st, 2020 to change the zoning of property as indicated in the district map and in the city block 5051.01 from B two-family dwelling district to the H area commercial district at 614 Lake Avenue, currently 5164 Washington Place, so as to include the described parcel of land in City Block 5051.01 and containing an emergency clause.
Madam Chair, I examined this bill and found no exceptions.
Okay. Alderwoman Green.
It looks good to me too.
Okay, and Exhibit A is nice and bold, and I've read it also. I'd entertain a motion to engross Board Bill number 5.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. Alderman Todd, I again would suggest, if you can hear me, that you leave and come back and see if you can dial in on your phone. Board Bill number 7 is a board bill sponsored by Alderman Brandon Bosley. An ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission on April 1st, 2020 to change the zoning of property as indicated on the district map and in City Block 968 and 969 for both C/G multiple family dwelling district and local commercial and office district and F neighborhood commercial district at 2601-12 through 12 and 2601 through 29 Stoddard Street, 1121 North Jefferson Avenue, 2606, 2608, 2610, 2612, 2614, 2616, 2618, 2620, 2624, 2626, 2628, and 2630 Gamble Street to the G local commercial and office district so as to include the described parcels of land in city blocks 968 and 969 and containing an emergency clause. I ask the committee to take a minute if you haven't had a chance to look at it, if you have any problems, and then I'd entertain a motion, if you don't have any problems, to engross Board Bill number 7.
So moved.
Second.
Let's give Alderwoman, okay. Previous roll. Any objections to previous roll? Hearing
No,
none, Board Bill 7 is passed out, is engrossed by the committee.
Madam Chair.
Yes,
Oh, we don't have it before us. I'm sorry. I'm jumping the gun.
okay. Alderman Todd? Okay, the next board bill we have, Alderman, we still can't hear you. So only thing I can say, if you can hear us, is that you need to go out of the video, get out of Zoom, and try to bring it back, and maybe call in. Board Bill number 22, sponsored by Alderman John Coda, an ordinance recommended by the Planning Commission on May 6, 2020, to change the zoning of property as indicated on the district map from J Industrial District to the G Local Commercial and Office District in City Block 377, 1501 and 1501R, South 7th Street, South 7th Boulevard, and 1400 South 8th Street, so as to include the described parcels of land in City Block 377 and containing an emergency clause. And one question I had in that is 7th Street a boulevard and 8th Street a street? I don't know if does anybody know that. I'm surprised that 7th Street is called a boulevard, but okay.
I'm not sure,
Other
but
than-
I do know that Kosciuszko is misspelled.
Okay. Great.
It should be
So how do you spell it?
KOS.
And that's on page 1?
Yes, it's all the way through. It's misspelled. They're
Right.
consistent.
Okay.
I mean, if they misspelled it once, they can't misspell it. So
Okay.
it's Kosciuszko. There's no H in Kosciuszko.
Kosci.
USCO.
So take out the H.
Right.
And this is USKO?
Yeah, USKOSCI.
Right.
USKO. Yes. The
So,
only thing is the H needs to leave.
okay, Madam Clerk, did you get that?
I did. That was on page 1.
It's all the way
She said
through.
it's throughout the,
Okay.
now see, I wouldn't have known that. I was still stuck on how can you have 7th be a boulevard and 8th be a street, but okay.
I'm checking it.
Can
as
you
well.
check that? Okay,
Mhm.
will you check that as well?
Yes, ma'am.
It could be a boulevard because it has that separation down there, down the middle of it. 7th does around Soulard. So I don't know. It'd be interesting.
It
Yeah.
may be. I just want to check to be sure.
I agree.
Is there anything else? Alderwoman Green?
No, I think that's the only.
So I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 22 with the required change for the street name, and also to check to see if 7th Street is a boulevard or a street. And if it's not a boulevard, to change it correctly to a street.
So
Madam
moved.
Chair.
Second.
Previous roll? Hearing any objection? No objection. Board Bill 22 is engrossed.
Madam Chair,
Yes.
7th Street is a boulevard and 8th Street is a
Oh, it is?
Mhm.
Okay. Thank you. Learned something today. I didn't know there were any numbers that were boulevards. Okay. The next board bill is Board Bill number 29. It's sponsored by Alderman Joseph Vaccaro. And he has co-sponsors of Alderwoman Carol Howard and Alderman Joseph Vollmer. The bill would submit to the qualified voters of the City of St. Louis a proposal to revise Section 2 of Article 8 of the City of St. Louis Charter, which requires city employees to reside within the boundaries of the City of St. Louis, and thus allows said employees, except for city agencies and department directors appointed by the mayor, to reside outside of the boundaries of the City of St. Louis. The bill provides an election to be held for voting on the proposed revision on Tuesday, November 3rd, 2020. The proposed bill impact on the community is unknown at this time.
Madam Chair, I've reviewed this bill and found no exceptions.
Thank you, Alderwoman. I'm just going to take another minute. It was something I had a question about. And maybe it was, I read through all these things, so maybe it was something else because I don't see it marked. Okay, if we had enough time to go through it, I'd entertain a motion if we don't have any problems to pass to engross board bill number 29 in committee.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. Any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, board bill number 29 is engrossed. The next bill we have is board bill number 45, whose primary sponsor is Joseph Vollmer. I'm hearing something really loud. Okay. This bill is the city's annual appropriation of the transit sales tax imposed pursuant to section 94.660 revised Missouri statute from the city's public transit sales tax trust fund, account 1, in the amount of $9,354,000 to the Bi-State Development Agency for the period from July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021. This bill contains an emergency clause. If there are no problems with Board Bill 45, I'd entertain a motion to pass out Board Bill 45. To engross Board Bill 45.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. Hearing no objections, Board Bill 45 is engrossed. The next board bill is Board Bill 46. Also sponsored by Alderman Joseph Vollmer. This bill is the city's annual appropriation of the transit sales tax imposed pursuant to section 94.660 revised Missouri statute from the city's public transit sales tax trust fund, account 2, in the amount of $9,354,000 to the Bi-State Development Agency for the period from July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 21st. This bill contains an emergency clause. If there are no problems with Board Bill 46, I'd entertain a motion to engross Board Bill 46.
So moved.
Second.
Previous roll. Objection to previous roll. Hearing none, Board Bill 46 is so engrossed. The next board bill we have is 47. Primary sponsors, Alderman Joseph Vollmer. This bill is the city's annual appropriation of the transportation sales tax imposed pursuant to section 94.600 through 94.655 of the revised Missouri statute from the city's transportation trust fund in the amount of $17,860,000 to the Bi-State Development Agency for transportation purposes for the period from July 1st, 2020 through June 30th, 2021. This bill also contains an emergency clause. If there are no problems with Board Bill 47, I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 47.
So moved.
Second.
Previous
roll. Hearing any objection to previous roll? Hearing none, Board Bill 47 is engrossed. The next board bill we have is Board Bill 51. The sponsor is Alderman Jeffrey Boyd. This proposed board bill would amend Section 1 of Ordinance 62101, codified in Chapter 1762.010 of the Revised Code of Ordinances of the City of St. Louis to designate the parking commissioner as chairperson of the parking commission, designate the parking commission as the city's authority responsible for overseeing public parking, establish the duties and responsibilities of the parking commission, and establish the duties and responsibility of the treasurer for the supervisor of the parking meters. Okay. If there are no problems with this board bill, I'd entertain a motion that we engross Board Bill 51.
I so moved.
Second,
Previous roll. Board Bill 51 is so engrossed. And the last board bill we have, and I want to make a note that Alderman Jesse Todd was here, Mr. Clerk, and that we just had a problem with his audio and visual because this is our last one and we weren't able to get him in, but he was here through the whole meeting. It's like being at the Board of Aldermen and your mic doesn't work. So Board Bill 60, the primary sponsor is Jeffrey Boyd. The proposed board bill concerns the appointment and salaries of certain employees in the Record of Deeds office pursuant to section 82.610 of the revised statute of the state of Missouri and repeals ordinance 70336, which allocates certain employees to a grade with rate. I haven't had time. I'm gonna need a minute for this one because I didn't have this one originally. I haven't had time to go over it. I'm gonna need a second to read over this one. Alderwoman Howard, I have a question. Did this board bill come before your committee?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so if you look at page 8 of 8, the last two paragraphs are struck out, and I don't know what that means, so I'm trying to understand that.
Okay,
if it's struck out, or
okay, hold on.
if
8 of 8. There's
yeah,
10.
page 8 of 8.
There's 10.
Yeah, 40.
Well, wait a minute. That's on the first art. Okay. The first
Yes.
section. Hold on.
Right.
Well, that should have been removed.
Okay, so the first part, there are two section 10. So is that just to show us what was changed? Is that why it's there?
I think because they were imitating the previous ordinance 70336, I guess. Wait a minute now. I have to kind of recall effective date. There's two section 10s, first of all. So maybe that was an error and it should have never been left in there. It should have been taken out of committee.
And that's what
That's
my
what-
question.
Yeah. Yeah, it should have been taken.
But I think that language they may want it. Okay, do they have someplace else where they? Let me see here.
Well, I'm trying to find that. I don't think that ordinance is there. Wait a minute. Ordinance is 70336. Okay. Repealing ordinance 70336. Let's see what that says.
So maybe that they copied it.
From the previous
right.
ordinance.
Right.
This was from, yeah. And so anyway, that shouldn't be there because they already repealed that. Scrivener's error.
Okay, but here's if you look at page 3 of 8, it says all pay schedules on line 20 established in ordinance 70020 shall continue in effect until the beginning of once this is passed. So they're still referring to 70020 and not to 70336. So I think somebody copied over, and I think they made some omissions about what ordinance numbers, and it's several places in here I think they're transposing, and so
Right.
I think we need to get this cleared up before we do anything. Okay.
Okay, well,
We don't
then
want to. They may have to go back and well, what I'm saying, it may have to be sent back out on the floor to be perfected again, because these ordinances make a big difference.
Right. Okay. Well, let me talk to
So-
Alderman Boyd.
Okay, but I'm pretty sure we're gonna have to send it back out to be perfected again and get this changed, and then it can come back into committee. So I'll also call him, because as I was reading it, I
Okay.
circled several places. I'll call him.
Then,
Okay.
I guess the clerk would be the one to decide what needs to happen next, I guess. No? Or
No, I'm going to tell him that because it's going to have to, it can go back out. And so I probably will not adjourn this committee.
okay. That sounds
And maybe
reasonable.
tomorrow morning, right? And tomorrow morning we could meet for a few minutes, or tomorrow. Well, what time is it now? Ooh, it's 11. It's almost
48.
12 o'clock. Maybe we can meet at 12:30 just for a few minutes to handle this. You
Okay.
can't do it tomorrow? Just to be able to say,
tomorrow or today?
uh-huh,
I gotta
Tomorrow.
be somewhere. Well, I can do tomorrow. Yeah, I can't do today.
yes,
until-
I'm saying that just for a few minutes, we won't
Okay.
adjourn, and that way we can clear this up, because I think it has to be sent back out on the floor, and it has to be cleaned up and then sent back to committee. It's what I think has to happen. But I
Yeah,
want to talk to the alderman.
We also may need to talk to the recorder of deeds, because he actually, I think, constructed this.
So sometimes when people copy and paste, they don't go through and read the way they're supposed to, okay?
Right.
And it makes a big difference when which ordinance you're referring to. So
Right.
we're going to hold this over. We're not going to adjourn. Madam Clerk, do we have Madam or Mr. Clerk? Who's here? Okay.
Looks like Madam Clerk.
Madam Clerk. So we're going to adjourn, and if we can just come back tomorrow what is this? At maybe 12:30 for just to handle, either we're going to have to fix this or send it back out to committee. I mean, send it back out to be re-perfected.
Madam Chair? Okay.
Yes.
Go ahead. I have a question.
Yes, okay, but I want to see if I want her
Go
to
ahead,
check
finish
the,
with her. Okay.
Let me check the calendar. Give me just a second. we have a meeting at 10 a.m., transportation at 10, streets at 11, and then ways and means at 1.
So this only take like 5 minutes.
Could we do it at 9 tomorrow morning? Would that be?
Well, yeah, because we can't do it early because we're not
Not adjourned.
doing a new meeting. Right, exactly. Okay, is there something, is Alderwoman Green, is that okay with you? Is that 9 o'clock tomorrow morning? Is that all right, Madam Clerk?
Yes, I'll double check with the clerk to be on the safe side, but I'm thinking that's fine because we have absolutely nothing at 9.
Okay, so we'll put it at 9. As I said, we're just gonna recess now, and then I'm gonna call the alderman and try to walk through what the problems are with this bill, and then we can take it up to tomorrow at 9. Alderwoman Howard, you had another concern?
Yes, I did. Do we have another meeting scheduled this week to enroll the rest of these bills, or is that scheduled for next week?
No, we don't. No, we don't have it. We got some, so let's kind of tell you, because of the board bill number 1, we are scheduled to do meetings almost every day, starting Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday. So they will get done during that time, okay?
Okay, we do have some, that's what I'm saying. We have one.
Yes, remember, if you heard me yesterday, I said we were going to be having meetings every day and time to be announced. I'm trying to work with the president's office about, I know you got your bills, but also board bill 1 has a time limit that it absolutely, and I know some other bills do too. Okay, so we got that very late.
Yeah,
right.
I would like to say if we could start on time. I know that we have constraints and we've got a lot going on. It would be wonderful.
Well, I was here but so what I was going to have a conversation with some other alder people is to say, when you schedule your meeting before mine, if my committee members are in there, please do them first. That's what my request is going to be, because we've had this time for a long time, okay?
Absolutely.
And so other people are conflicting with us. Yes, exactly. So
I would just to say,
I understand. Okay. But we want to try to work as hard as we can with other committees, but I will have a conversation with the other chairs. So you're a chair, so I'm saying it, and Alderwoman Green is a chair. So if you're having a meeting, don't put it on Wednesdays before us. And if you do, please let our committee members go first, okay?
And the thing is,
with that,
coming up to closing time and everybody's wanting to get their stuff done. So, I understand both now.
But they don't get done if it doesn't come through here. So they better be wary of that, okay?
I understand.
So with that, we're going to recess until tomorrow morning at 9 a.m.
Okay. All right.
Madam Clerk, did you have another
on the agenda that I'm looking at, it says board bills perfected and referred to engrossment. That was a Tuesday. Did you all do that before I got on?
No, we are not doing that. So I'll tell you about the rule about over 3 days. So no, we're not.
Okay. Just wanted to make sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. He just put them there, but this was what was scheduled.
Okay. Got it.
Thanks. Okay.
Got it.
All right. Anything else? Okay. I'll see you. We'll recess and we will meet again tomorrow at 9 a.m. And I'm going to call the alderman as soon as we get off.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
All right. Thank you.
See you tomorrow.
Thanks a lot.